Hello. It's been a second, hasn't it? I have been really wanting to vlog on and off for a while, and I don't really think there's any one reason I haven't. Not reading that much, or I'm reading but I don't really feel like talking about it. Also, the highs and lows of being a person on the planet these days, of learning more and more about Sudan and Congo alongside Palestine and the ongoing war there. And sometimes I felt myself feeling like, what's the point of talking to the camera and documenting what I'm reading and documenting what I'm up to, because this doesn't matter in the context of the world. I've been craving it, and I think that that's an oversimplification of number one, being a person. It's been a good minute. I have been reading a lot more lately, which is so nice. For a bit, I was going through kind of a dry period of not wanting to read or picking up things that weren't hitting the way I wanted them to at the time. And yeah, I've been in the reading mood, so I'm excited to talk to you about what I pick up next. I've been on a few trips in the last few months, which has been really lovely and amazing, but I'm such a homebody that I think time away from home is really draining. And also there's just been a lot going on in mine and Hannah's personal life. I feel like my brain has been kind of spread thin amidst everything that is going on in there. And so for a little while I feel like that's why I wasn't reading, and now I feel really thankful that I've been able to enjoy reading again from a space of escapism, but also going back to reading more nonfiction as well is what I'm hoping to do, and I've started to do again, because I feel like I have the mental space for it a little bit more these days. Hopefully that continues. This is the end of June, beginning of July long weekend. It's Pride weekend. We didn't do as much for Pride this year, but we did go to Abolitionist Pride. It was amazing. I really recommend it. If you don't follow No Pride in Policing and you live in Toronto, I super highly recommend their account, and also Abolitionist Pride. It's amazing and a really good alternative for the more corporatized Pride. I started Creeland by Dallas Hunt today. I got this from Sarah, my bestie. It's a poetry collection by Hunt, who is a Cree author from Northern Alberta. I've been feeling in the mood for poetry, but today felt like the right day for it. I thought I would read you something that I read that felt appropriate for today, July 1st, Canada Day. This one is called No Obvious Signs of Distress. In Canada, what came first, the prison cell or the casket? Colonialism is waiting. 18 hours in a cell when you desperately need a hospital is when your burst blood vessels are red as a night on the town. An RCMP officer is a prison guard, is a school teacher, is a hospital where you are sterilized unknowingly. Your body is described, rendered, as collapsed, slumped, burdened by descriptors so loaded that they undermine the sympathy they're purported to garner. Settler colonialism is not the fear of dying, but the, quote, fear of dying alone, unquote. As an expert testifies, speaks strongly to how these conditions are opposed to operating procedures to a past perfect. Mistakes had been made, not that they are and will be made again in perpetuity. It's hard for institutions to respond to medical crises when medical crises are how they're constituted. Basically what they produce and how you are produced when impaired suspends care, even though being impaired is when one actually might need care. A disorienting event exacerbated by the police leaves you forever changed when life isn't over but the life you knew is. A brain perforated, a chronic limp, a stark message that being detained or containment is the essence of your existence in these spaces, as though detainment is supposed to feel like a welcoming blanket wrapped around a mallet meant to pulverize, like they stole 4.5 years of your life because routine checkups and adequate items for sleep are not needed, because they never work and rarely, if ever, work as well or feel as good to them as a mallet will. Loving, loving, loving this so far. It's actually quoted blurbed by Billy Ray Belcourt, who, if you've been around here for a minute, you know I absolutely love. So yeah, lots of bookmarking happening so far. Really enjoying so far. I'm gonna keep reading it. I've read I think about half of it today sitting in the park. I hope you're doing as well as you can be right now and always. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you very soon. And hello, welcome to the vlog. Hello, I'm here to give you a little update and say hi. I'm with my two friends. We got them recently at a claw machine place, which was so fun. But anyway, I finished Creeland today on my commute to work. As you can tell, I loved it. I loved this so much. There were tons of little moments in this where we're using words that have multiple meanings or sound similar to an image that Hunt is portraying, or the use of like Cree vocabulary in the poem is like calling into the like sound or structure of the poem. It like is evoking something else. I just found it so, it was noticeable to me in a way that I really admired. And I don't know if it's because I haven't read poetry in a minute. It really stuck out to me here. Deep sadness in here, and the author experiencing despair, or I guess the subject of the poem experiencing despair. But there was still this kind of soaring over the ideas and feelings in here without feeling detached, which I think is really interesting and struck me. Also, sorry for hearing sounds. Hannah's making us dinner. I mean, quesadillas, and I'm really excited about it. I want to look into whether Dallas Hunt has written other poetry or has like other published works that I can read. In the acknowledgements as well, Hunt lists a bunch of authors that Hunt has connected with over the years of writing poetry. There's a lot of names in here that I've heard before or have read from, but there are also folks I have not heard of at all, and that's really exciting because now I want to like go pick up some of their work. I've read from Billy Ray Belcourt, Jessica Johns. I read a little bit of Jordan Abel's book, Nishka, but I never finished it, which I need to finish. But also just some other authors I've never heard of. Samantha Nock, Richard Van Camp, Carly Baker, Lindsay Nixon, Brandy Bird, like a bunch of names anyway. So that always feels exciting when I'm like, oh, I have some work to do, you know? I want to also update you about what I am currently reading. I was like on a bit of a tear when I first started getting ARCs. I requested a ton of ARCs for a while. And so I stockpiled a bunch kind of in 2023 that were coming out like mid-year 2024. I was like, that's so far. It in fact was not far when I left them all until kind of close. So this year, in the last few months, I've read a bunch of ARCs. I've been trying to request a lot fewer lately just because, number one, e-ARCs expire and I want to keep my percentage up, which is also part of why I've been reading a bunch of ARCs. I don't want to like take a copy that someone else might be really stoked about. I've been trying to be more cognizant and like, am I really going to read this ASAP? And so one of the ones I got recently that I was super stoked about is We Do Not Part by Han Kang. I loved The Vegetarian. I loved The White Book. I liked Greek Lessons. It didn't hit me the same as those two, but really enjoyed that one. It's got this gorgeous cover. I'm about 30 pages of 180 in, or 40 pages in. And I feel lots of feelings about it that I'm confused about already. It tells the story of friendship between two women while powerfully reckoning with a hidden chapter of Korean history. Our main character, Kyung-ha, receives a message from her friend In-sun saying she's been hospitalized in Seoul. Her friend In-sun has injured herself and asks Kyung-ha to go back to her home on Jeju to take care of her pet bird. And it's in an ice storm that she's traveling to Jeju. But when she gets to the house, there's like a buried story about In-sun's family and kind of memories and dreams that have been passed down from mother to daughter that documents a terrible massacre on the island. Hymn to friendship, a eulogy to imagination, and above all, a powerful indictment against forgetting. It's actually coming out in January 2025. I haven't read Kang's work in a long time, so I don't know if it's that I don't remember what it felt like. This one feels like, I feel like I'm like looking for like holds to grab onto to like ground myself in what is going on. and there is this like gray, bleak feeling to it that is quite unsettling. I'll let you know what I come up with and what I decide to pick up next. Hello friends, we're here. I'm at my in-laws. We are animal sitting for the week. They got me ice cream cake for my birthday, which is so nice. And now I'm just hanging with Muppy. You cannot see her, but she's below me being extremely cute. I wanted to show you a couple things I got from Paper Plus Cloth. I busted the hell out of my wedding ring at work. I was I was walking past a door and I was holding on talking to someone like, oh hey, and the notch where the door clicks closed, it caught on that and it everyone's getting acquainted with each other. TV and Callie here. Anyway, so it hooked on the door, bent so bad. I did not know about degloving until afterward. My sister told me about it. Terrifying. Nothing happened to me except I had bruising. But anyway, so I got it fixed. And the store that we got our rings from is right beside Paper Plus Cloth. I also got this ring. Yeah, can you see? It's a sleigh. I got that for my birthday for myself. Oh, but I also got a couple things from Paper Plus Cloth. First, I got this. It's the dot liner glue tape by Kokuyo. I like how wide it is as well. It'd be really nice for sticking things into my agenda. And for henna, I saw these stickers and they're so cute. They're of people in a sauna. It's so cute. Just like people in the sauna. And then this is so cool. I've been looking at these types of rollers for a bit, but I caved in there. This is so cute. But it's essentially like a stamp roller, so it rolls on this design, like using the bottom of the stamp, and you can roll it on. And I love that it was like a little brown design. I'm gonna use their paper bag that they gave. I'm gonna cut the logo out to tuck into my journal. I've been not full junk journaling, though I really love the examples of it I've seen where it's like full. This is Muppy, by the way. She's so sweet. I want to show you my journal because, not my journal really, but my agenda, because I've been sticking some stuff in there lately and it's been just so fun to do so. I want to show you the stickers on it first. This is from, what is the artist name? I'll put the artist name in the description or on the screen, but this is a really cool sticker that I got. And then on the back, I have a sticker from Good Opinion and Mellow, both who I've gotten tattoos from. This tattoo and this tattoo are from Good Opinion, and then I have so many from Mellow. This guy, you can't see him, but my little butterfly. I have a ton, all this arm, I have a ton of stuff from Mellow. Then I have a Palestine sticker and a Palestine stamp sticker. Both are so cool. I'll put where we got those as well. This is by the same artist who did the sticker on the front. This one is also from that artist. Then I have the little twin stars, one of them, and then another sparkly sticker from a Sanrio sticker pack that my besto Sarah got me. And also she gave me this sticker. I have a Miffy pin that I love so much on one of my bagoos, and this artist, the artist that made that pin, also I have a sticker from them of just a cute little girly pop. She's so sweet. I highly recommend this Muji agenda. For a little while they had discontinued it in the States and Canada, but now I believe it's back, which is great because it's a really good cheap alternative if you want an undated agenda that's got kind of a simple layout. It's got lines with the dates on one side and then graph paper on the other side. The paper is like of good thickness, and then at the back it just has graph paper, and then at the front it has like month layouts. Undated. I'll try and vlog a little bit while I'm here. I am working this week. They have 2 cats and a dog here, so it's 4 cats and a dog when we're here. It's just so fun. I love it. big hunk because it's the last bit, and also because the vibes. But I want to come on and give you a little reading update about We Do Not Part. I am stressed. Our main character, Kyung-ha, is going back to her friend In-sun's home. And the journey to get back to the home on Jeju Island in the middle of a snowstorm is very intense. It brings up old traumas. And so we start to kind of lose sense of what is real and what isn't. But I do feel like I'm getting a little bit lost as a reader.
Lost in the sauce.
I'm a bit lost in the sauce as a reader in terms of like where we're going and where we've been. Like, I just feel like confused. I'm 65% in, and we've kind of hit like a major revelation that I was kind of waiting for that to happen. But I almost feel like I'm distracted from the very intense scene setting and emotional landscape of the book, of like eerie, dark, confusing, grief-stricken, cold, damp, all those feelings, by being like, wait, what? What? And I think I need to like let go of needing to like keep track of the narrative, because I think it's intentional to be disorienting, but at the same time I'm like trying to let go, and also I'm still in the back of my head like, where am I? It reminds me of The Vegetarian more than it does The White Book, but I'm struggling a little bit. I can't deny that. That's my reading update. I'm confused, y'all. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna eat my ice cream cake. We're going to the brewery tonight. Originally the website said that there was a collage night tonight, but that must have been a mistake because that is on Tuesday nights. So we're gonna go anyway. They have a musical bingo event tonight, so that'll be fun. Besties! Hello, we're home. I love when we do the house sitting. It's nice to be around all the animals, and it's always nice leaving the house, traveling, whatever. Coming home, nothing beats it. And I love being at home. That's where I want to be. I want to show you, we got our Style on order. We had to re-up some of our new things, some of our favorites rather, like our skincare things. And then also I got some things to try. So I thought I'd show you. I re-upped on this cream. It's the Pyeongkyungyul Atto Cream Blue Label. This is Henna's favorite cream. Oh, I got the Brow Fixer by Romand. Romand? I think that's what's called. Romand? I use this all the time. I've liked other brow products I've used for like a stronger hold, but often they get crispy, and I don't find that this one flakes or gets crispy, which I like. I think so. Yeah, Skin 1004 cleansing oil. I actually got a sample of it from Stavana randomly, and it sold me. It was that good. We took it on vacation when we went with my family. We both fell in love with it, so we got the full size. Wow, I really, really like it. We're gonna start using this like today. I prefer it over the Beauty of Joseon cleansing balm, which has been like my oil cleanse for a long time. Henna specifically really likes this. It's the COSRX Low pH Good Night. I don't know if that's better. This one is like an exfoliating cleanser. We use the Good Morning one all the time. I think that's also the more popular of the two. And then for like new things, I got the Axis Y Dark Spot Corrector Serum because I feel like I need it. Like, I'm a skin picker. That's something about me. I really try not to, but I definitely still do. And I know I've seen this everywhere as being like a good niacinamide product that isn't like too harsh. Anyway, I use usually the Beauty of Joseon serum, glow serum, but I want to try something different. So this is another glow serum, just a different type. I got some more Skin 1004 products actually. I got their Sun Stick. I really like the size of it actually, as you can see. We also have the Skin Skin 1004 Ampule, which I know again is popular. It seems like it's like calming ingredients. So I'm thinking this will replace the Beauty of Joseon serum. Also, it's a glass bottle, which is very luxurious. Beauty of Joseon glow serum for me as like something I can use regularly, and then the dark spot corrector I can use like intermittently. We'll see. It's a big haul. This is gonna last us months, so usually do 1 or 2 big hauls. I guess it would be 2 big hauls per year, and then it lasts us like 6 months, if not longer.
I feel like 2 every 6 months or so.
Yeah. I got a 2-pack of the Skin 1004 Water Cica sun cream. Again, I know this is a huge cult favorite. I personally really like the Isntree one, and Henna loves the Iliyoon sunscreen that I think is potentially discontinued. I don't know why. It's such a good budget sunscreen. It's like a huge volume for a really good price, but that is my haul. I also finished We Do Not Part, but I will talk to you more about that later once I have real thoughts, because I feel like my brain is still spinning. I took this clip already, but truly rambled so long that I had to shut myself off. I haven't spoken to you in a bit, and I wanted to come on and talk to you about a couple things. And I'm not sure if this is going to be the end of the vlog, but if it is, thank you so much for being here. I've been having a lot of headaches again. I used to have headaches because of my jaw, so when the weather changed, when I was stressed, I would get these really, really bad, overpowering headaches. But I've been having tension headaches now instead, which has been a different challenge. So I've still been reading, and reading slower, but reading nonetheless. But I wanted to talk to you about We Do Not Part, because I don't think I actually told you more of my thoughts when I finished it. And I have been thinking about it since reading it and mulling it over. I think this is one of those novels that I want to reread, maybe in like a year or 2 years, because I really think the way I read this affected how I felt about it, and I still felt quite moved by it. But I can tell that this would have been a stronger read for me if I had read it kind of closer together. So I read this one, I believe, over like a week and a half, or a little bit longer, I think. I think part of my problem is I read this first half of the novel in kind of small bits until I hit maybe 50-60%. And I think that really, number one, led me to feel kind of like confused about the purpose of the novel, where we were going, when we were going to get to the historical element, because this novel does center on the Jeju Uprising, which is a historical event I had no idea about until reading this. I was finding myself being sucked out of the experience because I was kind of like, what are we doing? Where are we going? Where is this historical event? Like, when are we going to get to that element? Rather than just appreciating the build up to it, because once we hit the 50% mark, it is tragic, dark, upsetting, graphic. But I think that for me, because I read it in a more disjointed way, it didn't have the impact that it could have. We're kind of set up on this, we're set up with the character struggling with her mental health, kind of having a favor called in by an old friend that leads her back to Jeju Island. But it does take a moment for us to have a contextualized conversation about how all of these pieces work together. Once we get into the historical element discussing the Jeju Uprising of 1948-1949, we're in it, and that is like our focal point when we get there. The author does a really good job of laying groundwork of themes about like family and duty, and kind of, I believe in the blurb actually talks about the art of remembering, the importance of holding on to these historical events, both in our bodies but also in our personal histories, how they've affected our families, and carrying on these stories, how trauma maps its way onto our bodies, including for those who did not live through it but were born afterward and kind of get that legacy of trauma from their parents or grandparents. It's also investigating the ways we judge our family, shoulda, coulda, wouldas that we think they should have done in the wake of immense trauma, and how harsh we can be in judging the way people cope and learn to live after unimaginable events happen to them. I strongly recommend this one if you read it over a shorter period of time and in as large of fragments as you can to, I think, get the real impact of this. I think I missed that, and so I'm still going to review the arc, but I will make it very clear what I liked, what I didn't, and kind of how my actual reading experience affected how I felt afterward. A couple more updates from me is that I finished another book today. I read this one fairly quickly over the last few days, which is Coexistence by Billy Ray Belcourt. I should do the Beauty Guru thing. I actually hide my face so you can see it. I actually did not realize that Billy Ray Belcourt had released a new book, which fake fan behavior. I need to get on my stuff so I don't miss it again. I've loved everything I've read by him so far. I was a little bit, not apprehensive, but maybe like curious to see his approach to short stories and how his work would translate to that different form. And I shouldn't have been like nervous or apprehensive because he knocks it out of the park. These are some of the best short stories I read in a long time. If you've read his work before, you know that there are like strong themes about like academia and indigeneity and how those two interact and of course are at odds in a lot of ways. Being alienated on your own land, the idea of home and like what is home when you are constantly being surveilled on land that is your own, as well as like themes about queerness and dating as an Indigenous man, being in love as an Indigenous man. He just, every story felt complete. And first of all, the prose is top tier as always, but each story had its own prose style. Like I felt like every story felt unique, not only in like themes and plot, but also in writing style, which I think is very impressive. As always, there were multiple lines in here where he took my breath away. Yeah, if you haven't read Billy Ray Belcourt before, get on it. Like, seriously. And I actually would say you could start here with his work. I think this would be really interesting as a place to start for Belcourt, and then to read his poetry and A Minor Chorus. Obsessed, 5 out of 5. Easy 5 out of 5.